welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an awesome day. Thank you for coming back and watching today's video. If you guys are not already part of the family, I would love if you guys subscribed and joined. Otherwise, let's get started right in. So today's video is actually going to be another designer handbag review, and it is for the very first Chanel bag that I ever purchased. Drum roll, please. I'm just kidding. You guys obviously already know because you read in the title above here or here. I don't know where it's going to show up in the feed. You guys already know which video it's going to be. It is a designer handbag review for my Chanel Beige patent small mini. I don't even know what this shape is called, but this is for this bag. This is the very first Chanel bag that I have ever purchased in my whole life, and I think this is almost 4 years ago. So let's dive into how this bag was purchased, and then I'll kind of talk about the pros and cons like I typically do whenever I talk about my handbags. I actually bought it in Vegas when I went there with some work colleagues for a conference, and it was actually a very impulse purchase. We were browsing all of the, I think, shops, the shop forums at Caesars, I don't know what it's really called. We were browsing the stores there, and then we walked into the Chanel underneath, I think it was underneath the Wynn, and the Wynn and the Encore. I think it's a Chanel underground in there. And then we're browsing around, and then I saw this one and I fell in love with it. A, because it's like, it looks like a classic Chanel. B, it's such a beautiful classic color. And also C, because of the cute chevron pattern. It's not your typical diamond pattern on here, so I thought it looked a little bit different, a little bit elegant because it was the chevron, and I was like, let's take a look at it. Now, mind you, I did not buy this the first day I went in. I looked at it and I hemmed and hawed, and then I went back to my hotel room and I actually went back the next day to purchase it. The estimator would kindly have put it aside for me to purchase, so that was great. I would have been so pissed off if I went back and it had been sold to somebody else the next day. Honestly, I would have been really pissed off. But it was kind of an impulse purchase because that was the first time I've ever purchased a bag this expensive. And I still think to this day, no, I lied, my Celine is a little bit more expensive than this one because this is actually not part of their classic collection. This is part of one of their like seasonal collections, and I just happen to be so lucky that it looks like it's one of the more classic pieces purely because of the shape and the color and the design. So I lucked out there. Where I didn't luck out was the fact that I got stains on this. So I don't know if you guys can really see up close. There's some slight yellow staining here and also on the top. It's not picking up too well on the camera right now, but it essentially looks like someone took a neon yellow highlighter and marked it on my bag. I was absolutely devastated when I found the bag in this condition. But when I first purchased it though, mind you, it was perfect. And I think it was perfect for about 3 years. It was only about last year when I took it out of the box one day to wear that I noticed that it had the yellow stains all over it. Bummer. I took it into a Chanel store to see if they could do anything about it, and unfortunately they can't. The lady there told me that you can't really clean patent once it's been stained because patent is not like something that's over the leather. It's just the way that the leather is treated. So once you stain the patent, it's actually stained into the leather itself. I would have honestly been okay if the back had stained, but unfortunately it's the front, and that's what hurts me the most. I also have like a tiny little dot at the bottom here. I don't know where that came from. It looks like a little ballpoint pen. And along the back here, there's also some dark staining on the edge here. I also just realized there's another neon highlighter yellow thing here too. And I think I have a little bit of staining on the actual, the chain itself from when I was wearing it against like a dark jacket. I learned my lesson. This bag, although I cherish it because it's my first ever Chanel bag, and now that I think about it, I don't really love either of the two Chanel bags that I currently own besides my card case. Like, I like this one because it's beautiful and it's the first one I've ever purchased, but I hate it because I stained it and it's so easy to get stained. I love my Chanel Gabrielle backpack because it's so adorable and it's like really cute to wear on. It stores a lot of stuff and it holds the structure well, but I hate that it's so dysfunctional when it comes to opening and closing it. And then my leather card case, I love it because it fits so many cards, but I also hate the fact that it's lambskin and can get damaged quite easily. So I don't absolutely love anything Chanel that I own. Hopefully that changes for the better in the future. That's not to say I'm not going to keep shopping in Chanel, though I definitely will. I love their products and the brand, and everything they design is so spectacular and beautiful, so hard to keep away from it. But like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with this bag. Love it because it's the first bag that I ever bought. Hate it because it gets damaged really easily. Now that that's out of the way, let's kind of talk about the pros and cons and the different aspects about the bag. So aspect number one is the material. We're going to chat about that really quickly. Like I said before, this is patent leather. Patent leather is treated leather, so it means that this leather is actually treated to be this shiny on the outside. And like I said, if you stain it, it's in there permanently. I wouldn't personally recommend getting beige colored bag or light colored bag. I personally wouldn't buy a light colored Chanel patent bag for myself anymore in the future. If you're inclined to get one and you have the disposable income too and you don't mind potentially getting it dirty, go ahead. If you were to get a patent bag, I would highly recommend getting a dark color so that if you do get stains on it, you don't worry as much as I do and it doesn't stand out that much. From far away, you can't really notice the coloring, but like when I look at it, it just hurts me inside. Like it pains me. It feels like it's a perfect piece of treasure that has been damaged. Because otherwise, besides the stains, I actually probably would have loved this bag so much. And I did up until a year ago when I discovered the stains. I was like, damn it, it's one of those bags. Moving on to this. Besides the staining, I haven't noticed that the bag scratches at all. It's pretty resistant. I've worn it quite a bit. Although I do wish that I had worn it a lot more prior to getting stained, because now I'm just like, I don't ever want to take it out anymore because it's so delicate. But the outside is patent leather. When you open the inside, this is normal, I think, calf skin in here. It's not super soft. It's not super stiff or anything. And the entire bag inside, it's just one compartment. There's no double flap in here. It is all just beige, and I love this color. I've never stained the inside once from using it, and I've thrown things in from like my phone, my keys, my black wallet, to a ton of other things, and the inside has never once stained, so that's great. It holds up really, really well, and besides the fact that the exterior is patent, I love the interior. So moving on to aspect number 2, we're going to talk about the construction of the bag. The bag itself is just one giant little hole like this. There's only one singular flap, there's no double flap, and then on the inside, you have this little compartment here, and then also an additional compartment which you can unzip. Inside, as always, I have my certification card, which I keep with me everywhere I go. On the back, there's also this little compartment. I honestly never really use anything in here just because the patent goes all the way in, so I found that even if I stick with my cards in here, it gets stuck and it's not the easiest to take in and out. So this compartment back here is kind of rendered useless for me, but that's fine. I don't use it, and I didn't really buy the bag with the intention of using the back compartment. My intention was to use the inside. So as you can see, when you close the bag, it kind of compresses together like an accordion a little bit. But once you open it, it actually expands quite large. You can fit quite a few things in here. Currently have an iPhone 8 Plus, and this fits in comfortably along with my wallet. As you can see, there's quite a bit of space for other things to go inside. So I'm never really concerned when I wear this bag. It's not that tight of a bag. If anything, I actually say my little product consolation bag is way tighter than this one. Because I can fit so much in here, I love it. This is a great bag for going out. If you want to carry just like the bare minimal, you don't want to have too much on you. I like to typically just put like my wallet, my keys, like one lippy and my phone into here, and I'm good for the day. Otherwise, the bag itself doesn't really carry much else. If you want something bigger to put more things in, then you definitely have to sign up to the medium. That's the construction of the bag overall. Let's talk about number 3, which is hardware. When I first purchased this bag, I was very, very into silver, and I did not like anything gold. And boy, have the times changed. I'm super into gold now, especially brushed gold. I really like anything that has like the antique look. I'm not the biggest fan of bright, shiny gold, which is why I was gravitating more towards the silver hardware in this bag, because I've seen this bag done many, many times over with the shiny gold. I was like, that's just not really me. I want something that looks like it's been lived in a little bit. And besides, I feel like the silver goes really well with this bag. It gives it a very clean, minimalistic look. I think if there was gold hardware on it, it probably would look a lot more feminine than I would like, and I probably wouldn't have liked it that much. In terms of hardware, there's just the strap holes on the top, and then there's this chain strap, which is all silver hardware, and then on the front here is interlocking CC, which you open just like that. And then on the inside, the only other hardware you really have here is the zipper for the inside compartment, and that's essentially it. Otherwise, the bag itself is pretty simple. It's not too much detail going on, which is why I liked it, because it's very reminiscent of the classic collection. We're going to chat about aspect number 4 now, which is the chain. And the chain, it just looks like this. It has the same patent leather running through it. One thing I didn't like about this chain is that whenever I wore a dark jacket, especially a jacket that wasn't properly washed or treated, it would actually rub off and stain the inside of the strap here. I can't find the section that's been stained, but I know there's some areas of this chain that have staining marks on it, and it really, really bugs me every time I see it. Now I only typically wear this bag whenever I wear something light colored, which is unfortunate, but half my closet's light colored, so that's okay. The chain itself isn't too long. When you wear it, it comfortably sits down on your waist like this. So it comes down roughly to my hips here where my side pockets are, so it's not too low, and I like that. It's the perfect length for me and my body shape. That's great, and I absolutely love this length of the chain. I personally think that this bag is best as a crossbody just because it's so long. If you were to wear it just off of one shoulder, granted I have done that before, but because it is so long, I find that it frequently kind of like slides off my shoulder and gets really annoying. It's not short enough for you to like wedge into your arm and keep it in place, so I typically wear this as a crossbody more than I do as like a one-shoulder strap bag. We're now moving on to aspect number 5, which is the maintenance of this bag. I typically don't do much to this bag when I'm not wearing it. It gets stored in its dust bag and put back into the box. I used to leave it out a lot more frequently, but after I started noticing the stains on it, I've become a little bit more careful with it. I do regret purchasing this color. If it came in a darker color, I definitely would have got that instead. I think this came in like a really dark magenta fuchsia pink, but like that's not my jam. I probably would have gotten it if it was like a navy blue. I think there actually was a navy blue available in this color. Now that I think about it, yeah, I probably should have purchased a navy blue instead, but looking back now, it was a good idea that I purchased this one because after this, the next Chanel I got was a black and blue one, so I wouldn't want two that are too similar in color, so I think it just made sense that I got this one. I'm still gonna love it regardless, even though there's marks on it. It's the first Chanel that I ever purchased. It's still gonna be my baby, so it's still very near and dear to my heart, so I'm never gonna sell it, I don't think. Granted, if I did need to one day, I definitely could, but I would not over my dead body ever to get rid of sell this bag. If you guys are able to get a hold of this bag, there's also a beautiful black one as well that comes in the pebbled calfskin, I think, and it's stunning. It's not patent, it's just the regular textured leather, and I love it, and I would have really loved to have that one instead of this one just because that's so much more durable. But now I know in the future, this was a learning lesson, a very expensive learning lesson albeit. I don't 100% regret it because I really like the bag. I just regret that I got a stain on it and I should have taken care of it a lot better. So the final verdict as to whether or not this bag was worth it, it's so hard for me to say that just because this bag holds such like a deep, close part to my heart since it was the first Chanel I ever purchased. If it was the second one that I would have purchased, I definitely would say no, purely due to the color. If you can get a dark black, 100% go ahead. Or if you could get this in a different texture as opposed to patent, also 100% yes. I think it's a lot easier to kind of clean pebbled calfskin as opposed to this patent beige one. All circumstances aside, I do love this bag. I just wouldn't necessarily recommend it to somebody else who's just starting their foray into Chanel. If you do have a large collection and you don't foresee yourself wearing this bag every single day all the time to the point where you could potentially get it very dirty, then yeah, go for it. But if you're somebody who's just stepping into Chanel, exploring for the first time, I'd probably say go for a darker bag with a more manageable finish. That way you don't feel as bad for yourself when you damage it, because it probably will if you're going to be wearing it every single day. I still do think this is like one of my favorite Chanel bags to date, and I'm definitely going to have to wear it a lot more frequently out now that I've kind of like taken it out to create this video, because it's been a while since I've worn this bag, probably almost a year, and I definitely have to put more use into it for how much I paid. That's essentially it for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed the review of my Chanel bag, even though I love it to death, and there's still aspects of it that I hate. Same for my other Chanel. I hope it's kind of helped you guys out if you're ever looking for the similar bag on the market now, or future ones that you've seen collections coming out, or if you're hunting it down in vintage. Hopefully this gives you some more insight as to like how the bag wear and tears. I want to thank you guys so much for coming back and watching my videos. If you're not already part of the fam, please subscribe. I would love it if you did. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video.